Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and I want to share with you some very strongly worded remarks from attorney John Deaton from just a little bit earlier today. And he said, and this is a quote, he said, "Absolute, conclusive, and irrefutable proof." And what's he referencing there? Well, that former SEC director Billy Hinman intentionally misled the public. Intentionally misled the public. Ain't mincing words, and I'll tell you what, he's right. He's absolutely 100% correct. And I'm going to show you exactly what he's talking about. But before going any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, in this first tweet, he links to a YouTube video that's 4 minutes long. I'm not going to play it. It's what's on your screen right now, but I actually have talked about this exact discussion. So there's the host of CNBC on the left. There's good old Billy Hinman on the right of the screen there. And this is one day, or at least this was posted one day after Bill Hinman's famous Ethereum Free Pass speech, which of course took place on June 14th, 2018. And so the host here had a bunch of questions for him, like what constitutes a security? As it pertains to specifically the crypto asset class. And Billy Hinman, he went on to say, "We believe," because of course he's referencing the SEC, not just himself, but even if the judge disagrees, he did say "we" in this clip more than once. And he goes on to state that we just don't see a central authority when we're looking at the Bitcoin blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain. We just don't see any sort of central authority there, which is, of course, as you well know at this point, probably anyway, that's one of the prongs of the Howey test. Is there a common enterprise? So the 4 prongs of that Howey test being: number 1, investment of money; 2, with the expectation of profit; 3, with common enterprise; and 4, any potential profits based on the efforts of others. So those are the 4 prongs. And if you're missing any one of those 4 prongs, then whatever you're talking about does not pass the test, meaning it's not a security. So if there is not a common enterprise, then even if you got the other 3 prongs, it's still not a security. That's how it works here. And so Billy Hinman's saying Ethereum does not have any sort of central authority. And that's crucial to know as we go through this. So I'm going to run through this. It's a very short thread from John Deaton, with the payoff being at the very tail end. So hang with me here, but this is good stuff. Excuse me, folks. Let me take a sip of water here. Sorry about that. I do these videos all in one take, though, so that just, it is what it is. I apologize. All right, so anyway, here it is. John Deaton, bringing the fire as usual. Absolute, conclusive, and irrefutable proof Bill Hinman intentionally misled the public as director of corporation finance while at the SEC. Watch the 4-minute CNBC clip and then read the brief thread that follows. On December 13th, 2017, Hinman had a meeting with Joseph Lubin and Consensus and lawyers from Sullivan and Cromwell, which is Jay Clayton's law firm, former SEC Director Jay Clayton. And Joe Lubin is a co-founder of Ethereum, and he's the founder of Consensus, which is an entity that is it's doing a whole lot of things, and their focus is to make those things happen utilizing the Ethereum blockchain, right? So that's Consensus, Joe Lubin and Consensus. John continues now. The next day, December 14th, 2017, Matt Corva of Consensus, with lawyers from Sullivan and Cromwell, stated that they were building an alliance with the SEC. 6 weeks later, on January 25th, 2018, Clayton meets with Chris Dixon and Andreessen Horowitz and instructs him to put together a group within the industry and write up a memo. Perkins Coie, a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, led this group of Ether investors. On March 26, 2018, attorney Lowell Ness of Perkins Coie sent Hinman a memo and safe harbor proposal. The only crypto asset mentioned in the safe harbor is Ethereum. That's a little peculiar, isn't it, folks? And just hang with me on this. I know this is a lot of dates and stuff. You'll see that the payoff is at the end, and you'll get the point that John Deaton's making, but I gotta go through this whole thing for this to make sense. There's a reason he wrote this the way he did. Anyway, John continues. 2 days later, March 28th, 2018, Ether investors meet secretly with Hinman, asking for a regulatory free pass from the SEC. On April 23rd, 2018. So mind you, this is, a little less than 2 months away from his Ethereum free pass speech. On April 23rd, 2018, the SEC meets again with Lubin and Consensus. On May 12th, 2018, just a hair over a month before the Ethereum free pass speech, mind you, on May 12th, 2018, Lubin stated that he was, quote, making great strides with regulators, end quote. On May 24th, 2018, Lubin claimed he could issue tokens in ways detailed in Hinman's speech, which hasn't been delivered yet. On June 8th, 2018, folks, this is 6 days from the Billy Hinman Ethereum free pass speech. On June 8th, 2018, Consensus meets with the SEC again. Lubin commented how the market needed the SEC to scare some projects away. 6 days later, on June 14th, 2018, Hinman gave his speech and declared that ongoing sales of Ether were not in violation of U.S. securities laws. And by the way, it's worth mentioning here that he said, setting aside the initial distribution, I'm paraphrasing here, initial distribution, initial sales of Ether, setting that aside, the platform in its current state is not, there is no centralization, right? I don't know why we're setting aside the ICO. Why is Bill Hinman, the SEC, setting aside the world's first ICO when they're going after all these other ones? It's freaking bizarre. They've had enough time to figure out Ethereum had an ICO and go after him, but they've not done it. What in the ever-loving hell? And so here's the point. John Deaton shared all of that to make this final point in this last tweet in the thread. Check this out. Incredibly, he then goes on CNBC with Bob Pisani and says, we, at the SEC, quote, don't see a third-party promoter when looking at Ether, end quote. Let me read that again. We at the SEC don't see a third-party promoter when looking at Ether. And then John wraps up by stating the following. For that statement to be truthful, he must have been blindfolded during all his meetings with the co-founder of Ethereum and founder of Consensus. Folks, think about this. The reason he laid out all of those dates and who he was meeting with is because he met with the central authority. he met with the what is the common enterprise? He met with the promoters, the creators. How could he possibly... This is why John's wording this so strongly, and he's right. Again, he started the thread with the following. Absolute, conclusive, and irrefutable proof Bill Hinman intentionally misled the public. Yes, absolutely spot on. John Deaton again, bringing the fire, and I'm glad that he is. It's completely absurd on its face and offensive. Which is why I keep telling you guys, there's so much asshattery going on at the SEC. It's too much asshattery. And take a look at this. Here's a headline from AMB Crypto. If Ethereum Foundation is accurately timing the market, here's what it means. And so here you go. Here's the Ethereum Foundation, because and mind you, the Billy Hinman said years ago, right after the Ethereum free pass speech, that there is no common enterprise, there is no centralization in Ethereum. But here's the Ethereum Foundation actually existing and timing markets selling at the top. So take a look at this article. Buy the dips and sell the rally would be any seasoned trader's piece of advice for timing the market. But this timing can seldom be accurate in real time. But interestingly, a recent observation by trader Edward Mora seems to suggest that Ethereum's all-time highs are matching with the sell-offs by Ethereum Foundation. Well, how is this possible? And mind you, I'm going to be clear, I don't have a problem with the Ethereum Foundation selling whatever. These are Ether is an asset that they own. I don't care. I'm just making the broader point about hypocrisy and this claim that there never was any sort of central authority. Well, how the hell do they have so much damn Ether, and how are they profiting from it then if there was never any sort of central authority here? Come on. Anyway, piece continues. The Ethereum Foundation is the nonprofit behind Ethereum. Unlike typical nonprofits and companies, this organization claims to fund critical development on its network, while keeping the network independent of itself. As per the wallet address shared by the trader, Ethereum Foundation holds close to 353,318 Ether tokens, valued at over $895 million at the time of writing. Folks, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here, right? Come on. This is laughable, right? Anyway, before January, the trader noted that the foundation cashed out on 35,000 ETH on May 17th and 20,000 ETH back in November 2021 at their respective peaks. One such transfer to crypto exchange Kraken is shown below when the token is priced at $4,722.68 per ETH. At press time, Ethereum was valued at close to $2,500. Now, what does this indicate? Well, a Twitter user was quick to point out that this gives credence to the argument that ETH is a security. You think? That's a quote. This gives credence to the argument that ETH is a security. Well, it's certainly not helping anyway. And again, I don't have a problem with the Ethereum Foundation selling an asset that they own. That's, again, to be clear, not the reason that I'm bringing this up. And no, I don't want the SEC to go after Ethereum. I don't. Piece continues, though. Having said that, it is worth noting that Senator Cynthia Lummis has claimed that, except Bitcoin, all other assets are looking more like securities in an interview with CNBC. She had argued that other crypto assets are not as decentralized as Bitcoin, and their founders kept a large portion of the product to themselves. Is Ethereum Foundation's Ether Treasury validating that argument? Ethereum's security status is a crucial bit in the ongoing Ripple and SEC lawsuit, especially when the comments of William Hinman, a former SEC director, about Ethereum not being a security are taken into consideration. Meanwhile, SEC Chair Gary Gensler seems to have sidelined the question about Ethereum's security status in a recent CNBC interview. Clearly nothing can be said at this point. Yeah, and so, worth mentioning this again for those of you that missed it, there are rumblings that SEC is looking at going after the founders of Ethereum and the Ethereum Foundation and making the actual legal argument that Ether is a security and that there was an investment contract. There are rumblings throughout certain circles of this actually being discussed. So if it happens, don't be surprised. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does, don't be surprised if they go after Ethereum. And again, I don't want them to, but don't be surprised. It really might happen here. And so here you have this entity with all this ETH that they were gifted, right? Because they created gifted. How do you want to word it? They have it, right? And this isn't the first time. And again, I don't have the problem with them selling it. I don't care. I don't care if Ripple sells XRP, the asset they own. I don't care. And look at this. We already knew that they were selling crazy amounts. In fact, look at this story from January 13th, 2020. This is from Crypto Potato. Vitalik Buterin, the Ethereum Foundation sold 70,000 ETH at the all-time high. So we're talking about the previous market cycle, so it may have been, whatever, I guess it would have been, January 2018? And I think the Ethereum all-time high back then was somewhere around like $1,400. Well, they sold 70,000 ETH before it plummeted over 90%. So what is this authority? You know, they sold this, and this is half a year before Bill Hinman's Ethereum free pass speech. Are you freaking kidding me? It's completely ridiculous here. So there we are. Good times, right? Good times. I'll just wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.